Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the 10th of March, the expiry. Now, everybody knew it was not going to be an easy expiry. Today we had election results and whatnot, along with the fact that after making a tremendous down move, made a tremendous up move. And going by global markets yesterday, sentiment was ridiculously positive. Everyone celebrating war is over or whatever, as if that was the case. And like basically, my risk for the day was very little, but the way that things played out in the day, it was just it wasn't a day that I could have made money. And after a point, after getting played a little bit, I just decided, okay, I need to cut all risk and not even bother trying to like make a profit this expiry, because I was starting to get very frustrated. It was an extremely frustrating day. I'll walk you through it. I was also live between 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and was going over the trade, and more or less at that point things were quite calm. But right after that ended, all kinds of mayhem. So I'll go into exactly what the idea for the trade was. Now we opened tremendous gap up. I mean, yesterday we closed here at 16,355. We've opened at 16,750. So this is a massive kind of jump, and people have to expect. I mean, after that kind of sell-off, this kind of up move is also very much possible. So right here, my idea is, look, there's resistance here. There's resistance here, and there's resistance here. So, I want to keep a little space from the call side. 16,900 is the call option that I've sold. And the gap up is over this psychological level of 16,500. So 16,500 will act as a support. It's acted as a support multiple times. It's a psychological level. As soon as we open here, 16,500, you can consider a support. So my entry trade was, I sold the 16,900 call and 16,400 put, keeping 100 points, thinking that, okay, you know what, elections also there. This thing is also there. Support resistance. It's a good place to build a position, right? So 16,400 put, 16,900 call, getting around 23 rupees for it. It's very good. And then the idea was that as immediately we saw this sell-off, and initially I was not too concerned, thinking that it's mild profit booking, but I had to roll down my call from 16,900 to 16,850 and saw this particular down. Fine. Then you see this reversal, and in this reversal, my idea was my roll down call. You can see I have rolled down my call here. There's a lot of orders today. So I'm buying back the 16,900 call for 6 rupees because the credit in the put at that time was around 10 rupees, and I'm selling the 16,850 call for 10 rupees. Immediately we see this up move, and I had the swing high on the call as my stop loss, and from there the 16,850 call went as high as 22. So I had a stop loss. I took it at 15, 16 and rolled back my call to 16,900. So far, okay. Then we have this remaining whatever up down here, just as we broke this low. So I don't know if it's easy to see, but here we were forming a lower high, lower low. And just as we formed this low, again I rolled down my calls to 16,850. You can see again I rolled down my calls, bought back the 16,900 call and sold the 16,850 call, this time for 10 rupees. Once again I got stopped out at 14.8, where 15 rupees was basically the stop. I got stopped out, had to buy it back. So again, second time stopped out on the call options with this candle. I think my selection of stop loss here was not good. Anyway, I got stopped out. But fine, still fine. Position is in green. It's making about 10-12 points profit. And then all this happens, and just as we broke this low, so on this candle, I once again rolled down my calls to 16,850, third time's the charm. I purchased back this and sold for 7 rupees. This time with the idea that this particular trend line here is going to be the stop loss. It didn't get taken out, and we had a down. This down move was fine. It still could be managed. I moved my calls down to 16,800. Basically, my calls moved down all the way till 16,700. But what ended up happening is, as this breakdown started to happen, puts started giving immense slippage. So I just had to keep, I was short the 16,500 puts. I had to immediately, I had to get rid of them and roll them down. So yeah, here, yeah, buying the 16,500 put, rolling it down to 16,450. Then stop loss on 16,450 getting hit, buying the 16,450. At the same time bringing down my call. Then buying the 16,450 put for 14 rupees. My stop loss was supposed to execute at 12, but it just jumped that badly, and then moved to 16,400 for 7 rupees change. Then purchase the 16,400 put back. Okay, still moving here. Then purchase the 16,400 put back for 16 rupees, selling 16,350 for 7 rupees. Then started purchasing back the 16,350. And interestingly, this is where there was a huge slippage that I got. So 16,350, buying it back once again for 16 rupees. Even now, my position is in 8-point profit. So this management is taking stop loss, rolling down, is working out. Same time, I'm bringing down my calls. I've brought down my calls to 16,700 by that point. So here you can see order started executing at 17, 17, 17.5, 17.5, 20, 21, 25. So at this point, what was I going to do? I was done, because I had taken my position from at one point 3.5 lakhs in positive to very quickly getting. I mean, this cascade was intense. Like it was ridiculous. The rate at which things went. So this went from 1 rupee at some point to 27, and of course my covering price is in this particular range. I just exited the entire position because I had at that point come into a negative of around 80,000. I just exited the entire position. This is total crap. Like, this doesn't happen often. It will be very difficult for the market to do this. Like, this is treacherous, right? So you have people who, let's say, are short on the market, get killed in the morning. People who go long here, they also get killed down move. Then once we make this down move, people start shorting things a day high. Then this reversal completely throws them out of their position. After that, this particular move, you would have still expected this day low to hold based on how option prices were behaving. This breakdown, really, if you were short any put option, you lost money here, and like, you had to exit. If I just held on to my position, it would have been back to normal, everything fine, because the whole thing got wiped out. But then now once you broke 16,500, people would have shorted at higher levels. They also got stopped out. This particular candle would have ensured they're out of that position. Very, very, very treacherous market. Really nothing else to say. All people who were trading non-directional today, they would have taken a hit in that fall. Of course, for me personally, what ended up happening is I became very frustrated. I knew, see, even after this fall, there was huge premiums still. Like here, one could have tried to make a little bit of a profit. I got disgusted with how things are going and said, hell to this, I am out. Like, today is not my day, I'm out. I'm not going to trade. So I just had about 4 rupees by shorting the 16,250. So I shorted the 16,250 put for 2 rupees and 16,750 call for 2 rupees. I had 4 rupees in my trade. And then, okay, either I get that or I take a stop loss of another 1.5 point, and that also would be fine. But really, because see, like, what ends up happening is after this fall, if I aggressively try to, again, if there is any last minute moves of 100, 150 points, which is not so random, I'll be frustrated. I'll do all kinds of things. Like, behaviorally, it won't be good. So just keep myself out. Thank you very much. Like, I don't mind. I will take break even any day on an expiry day like this. And when I have to make money on expiries, those days will be there. But when it's not your day to make money, I'm not going to try to force the market to pay. So anyway, that was my trading day. I hope you had a good trading day. And I guess it was expected that this expiry is not going to be easy, on the easier side. That was known. But regardless, it was tricky, quite tricky. So it lived up to the expectation. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you later. Take care. Have a good one.